Welcome to day 2 of the Easter Story Challenge, and today we're thinking about a man who should have had a really very easy day. Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea. What should have been an easy day, though, in fact turned out to be a complete nightmare, and a day for which Pontius Pilate has become just about one of the most famous men in the whole of history. Week after week, in church after church, right through the world, when we talk about the death of Jesus, we say the words, Jesus was crucified under Pontius Pilate. Pontius Pilate, who was desperate to do the right thing, to let Jesus go. He knew Jesus was innocent. In the middle of his deliberations about Jesus' case, he received a message from his wife, who'd had a dream that night about the innocence of Jesus. Pilate knew full well that this man Jesus was quite innocent. So why didn't he release him? Well, the reason he didn't release him was because essentially he was a crowd pleaser. He wanted to keep the peace. He wanted to maintain the status quo. He wanted to preserve his reputation. And when he had a crowd of those who were criticising Jesus in front of him, in the end he caved in to their wishes. And so much for being a great governor of this Roman province, he actually ended up releasing a man called Barabbas, who was a dangerous rebel, and letting Jesus be crucified. Jesus, who was no threat at all. It's extraordinary that his day that should have been so easy ended like that. Well, Pilate, we can understand him. Many of us do things, say things, simply because of what other people will think. Or we don't do things or say things, again, because of what people will think. We're behaving just like Pontius Pilate when we do that. But I don't want to focus on Pilate as I end this little thought. I want to focus on Barabbas, the murderer, who was released from prison. Imagine what Barabbas must have thought as he walked out of prison, blinking in the daylight in amazement, thinking, I'm free. There's that man, Jesus, who has gone off and is taking the punishment that was due to me. He's being crucified and I should have been. It's an extraordinary picture, actually, of what the whole of the cross is about. Jesus standing in the place of the guilty so that they can be set free. I wonder if that's something you've experienced. I hope so. I hope that perhaps even through doing this Easter Story Challenge you may come to discover more of what that means, the love of Jesus for you in standing in your place, just like he stood in the place of this man Barabbas.